Timothy Adegoke. Does his name ring a bell? Because his case has been in the news again this January, and I want to tell you about his murder. Timothy was a hard-working postgraduate student at OAU, Obafemi Awolowo University, Nigeria. He was pursuing a master's degree in business administration. Timothy had big dreams of advancing his education and career to support his family. He was a husband, a father of 3 beautiful children, and he was a man deeply loved by his family. He was known for his humility and his dedication. On the 5th of November 2021, Timothy traveled from Abuja to Ile-Ife to sit for an exam. To make his trip easier, he booked a room at the Hilton Hotel, owned by an influential businessman called Dr. Ramon Adedoyin. Unfortunately, this decision would turn out to be his last. Timothy checked into the Hilton that evening, ready to rest before his exams. But when his family tried to reach him the next day, their calls went unanswered. His wife was frantic with worry. She reported him missing. Days later, unfortunately, Timothy's body was found buried in the bushes, not in the hotel. What made this case even more shocking was the hotel management's behavior. They initially claimed that there were no records of Timothy's stay. They said he never stayed with them, that there were no receipts, there was no documentation, nothing. His stuff was not in the hotel. It was as if he had just vanished into thin air. But as the police dug deeper, the story unraveled, revealing a chilling web of lies and cover-ups. The police discovered that Timothy had indeed lodged at that Hilton hotel. However, his death was no accident. The staff and the management reportedly tried to conceal what happened, going as far as removing CCTV footage and tampering with evidence. They even went as far as burying his body in a shallow grave quickly in the bushes to hide the crime. Now let's talk about Dr. Ramon Adedoyin, the owner of the hotel. Dr. Ramon, the wealthy owner of the hotel, became the prime suspect. Adedoyin, who is also the founder of Oduduwa University, was accused of orchestrating the cover-up. Several hotel staff were arrested alongside him, but the case took another turn when whispers of ritual killing began circulating. The public speculated that Timothy's death wasn't just a murder, it was a ritual killing. In Nigeria, cases involving wealthy individuals often spark suspicions of using human life to sustain power or wealth. While there was no concrete evidence linking Adedoyin to rituals, the secrecy surrounding the case fueled these claims. Then came the involvement of Adedoyin's son, Rahman Adedoyin. Allegedly, Rahman played a role in covering up the crime. Reports suggested that he might have facilitated the removal of CCTV footage and helped in burying Timothy's body. While Rahman was implicated, he didn't face the same level of scrutiny or legal consequences as his father. This raised serious questions about how far their influence could go to evade justice, because in Nigeria, unfortunately, influence can buy you anything. During the trial, the prosecution laid bare the horrifying details. Timothy had been murdered, and the hotel staff and management had worked together to conceal the crime. The court found Ramon Adedoyin and 2 of his staff members guilty of murder and sentenced them to death by hanging in May 2023. Adedoyin, however, appealed the decision, maintaining his innocence. But in January of 2025, the Court of Appeal in Akure upheld the verdict, affirming that Adedoyin's actions led to Timothy's untimely death, and there were multiple reports saying that he was involved. Timothy's death left a gaping hole in his family. His wife lost her partner, his children lost their father, community lost a brilliant, promising man. His family's pain became a rallying cry for justice. They stood firm, and Nigeria stood behind them honestly. The public also rallied behind the family, demanding accountability and highlighting the abuse of power by influential individuals. For many Nigerians, this case wasn't just about Timothy, it was about ensuring that no one else would suffer the same fate. The case became a symbol of the fight against corruption and privilege in Nigeria, which is a huge, huge thing. People asked, what if Timothy had been an ordinary, uneducated man? Would his death have been ignored? The case highlighted the importance of holding even the most powerful accountable, and for once, justice seemed to prevail. And even though we can't bring Timothy Adegoke back, he can be remembered as the man with dreams, a family man whose life was cut short in the most senseless way. He is loved up till today by his family, and he is remembered in Nigeria. While his death is heartbreaking, his story sparked a much needed conversation about power, justice, and accountability in Nigeria. So what do you think? Was justice served, or is there more to this story? Let me know in the comments and share this video to keep Timothy's memory alive.